Welcome to SummerSlam Night in Cleveland, Ohio, where Night 1 is kicking off with the Intercontinental Championship being on the line, and the challenger is this man, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, the man who actually can get booed out of the arena for what he's wearing on his face. He's wearing the mask of his legendary father, the Luchador, the greatest Luchador of all time, the Hall of Famer, Rey Mysterio. And well, if you wonder why he's doing it, it's because he's taking on Penta here tonight, who's the Intercontinental Champion. And who does Penta revere the most and respect the most? And that is, well, a man Dominic Mysterio is clearly disrespecting here tonight and playing some mind games with Penta, and does not care that he's being booed out the arena here tonight. It's an open top stadium, but you can still hear the boos as loud as ever for Dominic. And well, the question is, will he keep the mask on for the matchup, or will he take it off? That's the question. And well, right now you've got to imagine that Penta backstage is, well, maybe a little bit annoyed at what he's seen, a clear disrespect to the man that he, well, and many people revere as the greatest luchador of all time. It's hard to dispute it, but this man believes he is the greatest luchador of all time. Not only that, he believes he is the greatest Mysterio of all time. And if he walks up with the Intercontinental Championship here tonight, then, well, it's going to be well on his way to becoming that. As he's got a long way to go to dethrone his father, well, many more titles than Dominic has. But Dominic believes that it's already surpassed what his father's achieved in this industry in the few years that he's been here. And well, it's, well, you understand why that is not the case, because Rey Mysterio, the greatest luchador of all time, a Hall of Famer, and Dominic has a long way to go to get there. But in his mind, he believes he is already there. And tonight, let's see if he can dethrone Penta, because at WrestleMania, it was Dominic versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship, and on that night, Dominic was also the challenger. However, he did not walk out the champion, and Penta has been the champion since Elimination Chamber. He's on his way to a year-long reign with that title you can see around his waist. And the Penta experience has made its way away to Cleveland, Ohio, here for SummerSlam. And what a way to kick off the show. And what better way to kick off the show at Night 1 than with Penta versus Dirty Dom. Last time these two clashed, it was a great matchup at WrestleMania. But in the end, Penta retained the title. And like I said, they held this title all the way since Elimination Chamber defeated Jon Moxley for the title, was then the champion. We haven't seen Jon Moxley since dropping the title to Penta. Well, Penta tonight is looking to continue his, well, historic reign as champion. He's not been in WWE for that long, but he's been the champion for a while. He's been a champion for probably like, well, 90% of the time has been here, if not more. And Penta is looking to continue the reign of Zero Miedo here tonight. Oh, this one's going to be a great matchup between Dirty Dom and Penta. Well, after this one, we've got some great matches. Our main event is Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns in a tribal combat match for the Ula Falu. Solo Sikoa, the World Tribal Chief, and Roman Reigns is going to return after returning at Saturday's main event and regain the Ula Falu from Solo Sikoa. Let's hand you over to Alicia Taylor for the ring introduction set tonight.
Introducing the challenger from San Diego, California, weighing in at 200 pounds, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. And his opponent from Ecatepec, Mexico, weighing in at 87 kilos, the WWE Intercontinental Champion, Penta.
Well, this one's going to be underway here in a few moments. You can hear the crowd electric for Penta here tonight. We're in Music City. And well, this one's about to be kicking off with a rock and roll concert between Penta and Dirty Dom. The question is, who's going to be walking out the champion? Will Penta retain? Will Dominic pick up a unlikely result and a hated result for most of the crowd here tonight and walk out into champion? Let's get this matchup underway and see if Penta can once again defeat Dominic to continue the reign of Zero Miedo here tonight. And well, away we go here, and Penta already playing some mind games with Dirty Dom there. And Dominic caught by Penta with a huge forearm to the face. This one's starting off at, well, throwing haymakers between the two heads, and as Penta went for a short forearm there, but no one was close to connect with it. As Penta off the ropes, so Dominic catches him now, and Dominic now looking for a super kick and gets it there to Penta. And Dominic now looking to just boot Penta in the face. There's some clear disrespect going after the mask straight away and stomping down in the midsection of many people to be the greatest luchador in the world right now in Penta. As Dominic now working on the arm here, and now a boot to the midsection there. And once again, stomping away at the midsection of Penta. Dominic sort of coming here tonight with a game plan. You've got to imagine that, well, Finn Balor and the rest of the Judgment Day have worked at this game plan with Dominic backstage. And we'll no other member of the Judgment Day at ringside at the moment, but we know the Judgment Day and their tactics, they tend to appear from out of nowhere. Penta catches him there with a hellacious powerbomb, and Dominic, at desperation, they recovers just about there, and Dominic with a Hurricane Runner to take down there to Penta. Well, the damage already done to Penta there was the reason why he couldn't really take advantage after that hellacious powerbomb, as Dominic went for the first Hurricane Runner. And Dominic now with some huge punches to the face, and Dominic just trying to rile up Penta. I'm not so sure how wise it is to do so, riling up someone the caliber of Penta, who thrives off that type of energy. And Penta now, after the head scissors takedown, sending Dominic into the corner here with a huge overhand chop there. And Penta again. And Penta now fighting, looking for another one. Penta may have broken his hand there after connecting with the top turnbuckle. Dominic now looking to steal the victory in the championship. And Penta keeps it alive and is solved there by the damage done. And Dominic is to stay on the attack here as Penta getting back to his feet with a huge roundhouse kick there. Well, Penta may have broken his hand. He went for that overhand chop, and Dominic got out of the way, and Penta connected with full force into that turnbuckle. It may be padded, but there's not much padding between that and the steel underneath it. Well, Penta might be fighting one-handed here tonight as Dominic Mysterio once again scraping across the mask there. And Dominic now, what's he thinking here? Might be thinking a sacrifice of his own here to Penta. And Dominic looking for a sacrifice. First of all, working on that hand of Penta, but Penta fights out of it there just about, and Penta with a sling blade. And trying to get back into this one is Penta. But like I said, maybe fighting one-handed now after that. Well, miscalculation and dodge there from Dirty Dominic. As Penta now in control. Penta, simple but effective. That may be the damage taking effect there for Penta. As Penta now sending Dirty Dom back into the corner, maybe thinking to go for that again. And well, connects with a huge shot there. Penta gets the overhand chop this time. And Penta now sending Dirty Dom back into the corner. What is Penta thinking there? Penta, a huge boot to the face. We know what Penta's thinking next there. Penta looking for the pendulum headstand drop kick there to Dirty Dom. And a pinfall now on the challenger. And Dominic just about kicks out there to keep his hopes of becoming Intercontinental Champion alive. As Penta now with a short forearm to the back there. And now looking for a German suplex. Dominic now hooks the legs, roll through into a cover hit. Impressive there from Dirty Dom. And Penta turns it over though to retain the title. Dominic flicks it back over though. And Penta's forced to kick out there. And Dominic again, Hurricane Rod to take down there. And Dominic now is asking Penta to get back to his feet here. And Penta catches him though. Penta, springboard, looking for a poison runner to Dominic. And Dominic somehow kicks out there. Penta thought that was enough. A poison runner off the ropes there. From out of nowhere, Dominic now drops there with a DDT by Penta. As Penta now going to the top rope, looking to go big here. It's Penta looking for a double foot stomp, Dominic out of the way. And Dominic with a arm drag takedown there to Penta. Creates some distance, and Dominic with a Mexican destroyer of his own to Penta. And Penta kicks out just about there. And Dominic tried to steal the victory with Penta's own maneuver, the Mexican destroyer. Got to say, hit to perfection there by Dirty Dom. It wasn't enough to win the title as Dominic now was a shot there to the back, and an elbow there follows through. And Penta now placed on the rope by Dirty Dom. What's he thinking this time? Dominic now And some short forms to the lower back of Penta. Just working on the back again here, and then midsection. And we're just mocking Penta there. And Dominic just, we've got to say, oozing with confidence as his matchup goes deeper here, as he's worked over Penta. Got to say, brilliantly in this matchup. If you can't breathe, you can't fight. That's been a tactic of Dirty Dom in this one. That's Dominic now looking for a single leg. Boston Crab looking to win the title via submission hold here as Dominic sitting down deep into the hold as Penta's writhing in agony here. He may not like Dirty Dom, but you cannot deny the brilliance of this tactic here tonight. It's Penta now. Sling blade. And Penta now looking to rally in this one with him up on the shoulders. Looking for a Death Valley driver. Now Penta returning to the top. It didn't work last time as Penta this time, no. Returns to the top with a swanton bomb. And Dominic again somehow kicks out. What a matchup we're seeing to kick off SummerSlam here tonight. This is only match one of night one. There's a lot more action to come here tonight across both nights as Penta now with a Cobra to Dominic. And Penta now getting a crowd behind him. Well, Penta looking to fly and show Zero Miedo. A topic on Hero over the top rope there. That's Dominic's in a bad way here. It's Penta. Well, it's trying to, looking to send Dominic back into the ring here. And does so. Penta now putting Dominic back to his heel. It's Penta thinking here. Penta, springboard, crossbody, hooks the leg. Well, Penta's foot's on a rope there. I'm not sure where Penta was off that, but if it did win, then Dominic would have had, reason to get a rematch because Penta would have technically cheated. That isn't what Penta intended, but it was just the way it landed in the ring for that to happen. And it almost worked for Penta's benefit as Penta again with a body slam there to Dominic. And Penta now looking for the elbow drop again there. And Penta getting fired up here with a crowd behind him. Penta looking for a short throw, and Dominic catches it though. Dominic now with a kick there to the leg. And Dominic now, what's he thinking here? Dominic, well, we know what he's thinking here, looking for the 619. The move that he stole from his father. And he connects with it to the top rope. Now Dominic here looking to win the Intercontinental Championship with the frog splash. And Penta. How in the world did Penta kick out there? Well, Dominic now, we're arguing with Charles Robinson, the experienced referee, saying that should have been a free count. Well, Penta is back to his feet, reverse sling blade to Dominic. And Penta now fired up here with the Mexican destroyer of his own. And Dominic somehow kicks out. But Penta is still going here. Dirty Dom into the corner now. Penta, what's he thinking next there? And Penta now looking for a Hurricane Rana off the top and gets it. As Penta now, the crowd behind him, the crowd and this is awesome. Show their appreciation of this incredible matchup between the two. And Penta now looking for a huge chop there, I think, but Dominic Mysterio out of the way here. One last gasp from Dirty Dom, I believe. And Dominic looking for a super kick. Penta out of the way. And Penta with the overhand chop. You've got to imagine this one's coming to its conclusion any time. Now it's Penta with a huge power bomb to the shoulder there. And we know what follows that. Usually by Penta, but first of all working on the midsection of Dirty Dom. I think Penta's looking to settle for the sacrifice here. As Penta now, first of all, springboard, classic. Penta with a leg drop. As Penta now, with Dirty Dom back to his feet here. Once again, hoists him up and slams him down. And Penta just relentlessly here working on Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Looking to set up for the sacrifice in this matchup at some point. And now he's working over the arm here, Dirty Dom. We know why Penta is doing this. I can keep saying the sacrifice is looking for. And put this one on its way to being over. And here we go, Penta. Looking for the sacrifice, and Dominic may have a broken arm, dislocated shoulder or something. And Penta now looking to retain the Intercontinental Championship with a Penta driver. And what a way to kick off SummerSlam. And Penta retains his reign as champion, once again defeating Dirty Dom like he did at WrestleMania. And Dominic is now 0-2 against Penta. That's not going to sit well with the rest of the Judgment Day and Dirty Dom himself. But Dominic threw everything he had at Penta here tonight, and it wasn't enough. Penta was just on another level here tonight, somehow kicking out of the frog splash after the 619. After everything Penta went through in this match, the damage that Dirty Dom did to him, working over the midsection, possibly a broken hand for Penta after colliding with, well, that top turnbuckle there. You can see Penta hitting the Swanton Bomb off at the start of the matchup. And well, both may have injuries after this one. Penta may be a broken hand or wrist. Dominic may have a broken arm after the sacrifice to hit by Penta. And right here, if Penta did win here, this was not intentional by Penta. Accidentally hooking the bottom rope with his foot there after hitting the frog splash. Or the crossbody, sorry. And Dominic here, you can see, rocking Penta with a kick. A punch to the face, setting up. For the moment, I thought the matchup was over and Dominic was going to walk out of Cleveland Brown Stadium, the champion. But Penta kicked out and recovered, hit a Mexican Destroyer of his own. And somehow right here, after being busted open, I believe, from the Mexican Destroyer, Dominic kicked out. But in the end, after the sacrifice set up here by Penta, he hit the Penta driver to pick up the 3 count and continue the reign of Zero Miedo here tonight. And Penta's well on his way to having a year-long reign as Intercontinental Champion, as to make it all the way to Elimination Chamber, which is a few months away. But with 4 Pentas in, who's going to defeat him? Everyone who stepped up has tried their best. They threw everything they've got at Penta, and he's kept going. Well, what a way to go SummerSlam here tonight. Let's get into our next matchup. And well, after that great title match between Penta and Dirty Dom, Chelsea Green's out here to try and become Women's Intercontinental Champion after getting this opportunity after a match she won the triple threat match defeating Lyra Valkyria in a great triple threat match with another opponent. On my top of my head, I can't remember who it was at the moment, but Chelsea Green picked up the victory. She picked up the scraps in that matchup. At the very end, hitting a Pretty. It was Ula Vice, by the way, in that match as well, who made a debut and impressed in that one. But in the end, Chelsea Green hitting a Prettier on Lyra Valkyria, who took a lot of punishment in that matchup between Ula Vice and Chelsea Green, who looked like the favourite to win the match after dominating most of the match herself. But in the end, Chelsea Green hit the Prettier onto a kendo stick, which got the 3 count on Lyra Valkyria, seeing Chelsea Green get this opportunity at Jade Cargill for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, and Chelsea Green coming out dressed in all pink here tonight, and what seems more confident in her ability to tonight. Well, Chelsea Green is a superstar that's been stepped on a lot by the crowd here in WWE. Yes, the actions and her attitude isn't the best, but in the ring, she is incredible to say the least. She can hang with the best in the ring, but tonight can she hang and survive the storm in Jade Cargill, who won this title back at WrestleMania, which defeated then champion, the first inaugural champion in Tatum Paxley, who won that title that day 1 on New Year's Day when Tatum Paxley won that championship, held it all the way to WrestleMania, where unfortunately for Tatum Paxley, she was bested by the storm in Jade Cargill, and while you cannot deny the championship suits her. She looks good with gold around her waist, but can she walk out with gold around her waist tonight? That's the question. Or is Chelsea Green going to pick up another, well, underdog victory, I guess you could say, because tonight she's not the favourite against Jade Cargill, to say the least, and she wasn't the favourite going into that triple threat match with Lyra Valkyria and Lola Vice, but sometimes that can work in the benefit of a superstar in a match, especially a championship match like this, when people come in and expecting less of you. You can go into the match with less expectations on your shoulder. Think about it from the point of Jade Cargill. She's taking on Chelsea Green. Many people would assume that Jade Cargill is going to have an easy night here tonight against Chelsea Green, but she's pushed to her limits by Chelsea Green, which I think she is going to be by Chelsea here tonight. And maybe loses here to Chelsea Green, and well, Jade Cargill has to just say, it's on me, I overlooked Chelsea Green. She needs to stay focused and treat this matchup like it's the biggest matchup of her career, defending the title here at SummerSlam against Jade Cargill. Against her, taking past, no, again, her brain is scrambled after that first match against Chelsea Green, so it's Andrew to Alicia Taylor for the ring. Introductions again, here tonight.
Introducing the challenger from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, Chelsea Green. And her opponent from Orlando, Florida, the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion Jade Cargill.
And while that's a championship that isn't unlike, and Jade Cargill will continue her impressive reign over to see Penta do moments ago. Or will Chelsea Green walk out Intercontinental Champion here tonight? We'll see her first title change hand. There are a few championships on the line here at SummerSlam, and when night one continues with Chelsea Green v Jade Cargill for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Let's get this one underway between Chelsea and Jade for the Women's IC Championship. And where we're going this one here, Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green. And Jade, we're looking for the intimidation factor, and Chelsea with a kick there to the midsection, looking for a super kick, gets it. And Chelsea now grabbing her from behind here with the waist lock here on Jade Cargill. Jade with the power into the snapmare. Not so sure how wise this was here from Chelsea Green. Get into a power game with Jade Cargill, but obviously Chelsea, the more experienced, with superstars travel the globe and wrestle some of the best this business has to offer. And well, Jade's relatively new to this one. Chelsea made the advantage in the wrestling game, but not in the power, strength or speed here tonight, as Jade now with the arm wrench of her own here to Chelsea Green here. These two just locking up in the middle of the ring here, exchanging holds as Chelsea now with a side headlock here. That's the experience. And Jade now with the strength off the rope sends Chelsea, who catches herself there just about with an elbow there. And a super kick there to Jade. And a slap there to Jade Cargill. Well, Jade was not best pleased about that one. That's what Jade Cargill following suit and following Chelsea to the outside the ring, but I think that was Chelsea Green's plan. As Chelsea now inside the ring with a Russian leg sweep. Now on the attack with the elbow drop. You may not like the tactic, but that was smart there from Chelsea Green. She riled up Jade Cargill, made her see red, and took advantage as she chased her to the outside of the ring, got back into the ring with the oldest trick in the book. And another super kick there. And Jade dropped face first there. As Chelsea Green now in control of this one, with a stomp to the ankle there, Jade Cargill here. And well, this is smart here from Chelsea Green, taking out the power and the base of Jade Cargill early on in this one. As Chelsea now with some raking across the eyes with the forearm here. The referee gave it to the count of 5 to break it up, and she did do. And well, Jade is rocked here in this one early on. As Chelsea now off the ropes there, dropped her hold, but Jade with a punch there, with everything behind it, stopped herself from being dropped, and a spine buster there. And Jade now with a deadlift. Impressive strength there from Jade with a powerbomb. Well, Chelsea feeling the effects of that one, crawling over into the corner looking for a repriever, but Jade Cargill's not going to let her have one, but Chelsea playing possum there. And Chelsea with a huge overhand there, forearm strike off the ropes, and this time gets the drop toe hold. And Chelsea once again returning, attacking the leg set of Jade Cargill, taking her down and working on the legs. As Chelsea now looking to lock in a single leg Boston Crab with the legs, which she's worked over earlier in this one. She's done enough damage here though, so maybe make Jade Cargill submit here tonight. And well, Jade was shaking her head looking to be the fight here, sweeps away at that one there. And we're also taking out the pump kick. Is what Chelsea Green is trying to do, attacking the leg as Jade. Caught there by Chelsea again. As Chelsea's been impressive to stop this one off here. Jade Cargill has been rocked after that rocky start with Jade getting caught Getting back into the rope. Jade answers back there. And Jade, a huge European uppercut there. One shot takes down Chelsea Green. She put everything she had behind that one as Jade again with the set-out spine buster. That's Cargill now. Impressive deadlift there, military press. Marching around the ring. And dropping it down. Well, Jade now early on going to the top rope here. Looking for something big, looking maybe for a frog smash, but Chelsea got out of the way of it. And Chelsea now sensing the opportunity here. So maybe put this one away here, Chelsea, with Jade looking for the Prettier to win the Intercontinental Championship here tonight. But Jade just about kicks out there. Well, Chelsea Green cannot believe it. She thought that was it. She thought that was her moment. And Chelsea now taking out frustrations with that kick there to the back of Jade Cargill. And well, Chelsea needs to not let her emotions get the better of her. That's easy said than done for Chelsea Green, but if she can do so tonight, then she will walk out champion. Possibly as our Jade answering back with his huge short arm close line with a trifecta. To Chelsea, that's one way to equalise in the matchup there. So Jade off the ropes is sending Chelsea. This time pops her up and slams her down there. So Chelsea Green hit in a bad way. Jade Cargill now back in control of this matchup here, looking for a running sit out powerbomb into the cover. But Chelsea getting kicks out there. Well, Jade Cargill using the power that she usually does, but tonight it's not really working out for her. But it's huge move that she connecting. But it's starting Chelsea's face first into the mat there. No revenge there for herself. Saying anything you can do, I can also do that to Chelsea. So Jade caught, punches to the face there by Chelsea, creating some distance, and Chelsea now a rough rider for the championship. And Jade somehow kicks out there. Well, Chelsea's going to be thinking, what more do I have to do to win the title here tonight? She's thrown everything she's got at Jade so far, and it's not been enough. As Jade now back in control, as Chelsea was arguing with the referee and slammed down here by Jade Cargill. They took a right side of prize, and Jade's looking to make a pay now. That was an error there by Chelsea Green there, sorry. That's Jade now again with that spine buster there. And Jade now looking to go through the wheelhouse of maneuvers, looking for a release. German suplex and a flying across the ring there. Well, Chelsea crawling up into the corner here. Should maybe just be on autopilot at this point as Jade with a huge forearm shot there. And Jade now looking to again use the power. Set powerbomb from the corner there. And Jade now backing up into the corner looking for a pump kick. The question is, has she got enough left after the damage to her legs in this one to keep with it? You can see Jade gingerly on that leg thinking about it as Jade will put up short there, and Jade, that may have been an error. As Chelsea now takes advantage of the situation going after that leg there once again. And Chelsea now snap there, working on the arms here. Digging a knee into the lower back of Jade Cargill here. But Jade, with the power, rolls her through. And connects with a pump kick. With everything she got left, she put behind that one. And Chelsea kicks out low. Well, Jade may not been able to get everything behind it after the damage into the leg early on in this one by Chelsea Green. But she got enough on that one to almost get the job done as our Chelsea sent into the corner. Jade with a huge back elbow there. And Jade now somehow with the energy still left in this one to try and put this one away here. And Jade now again looking for this running sit out. Powerbomb here, dropping Chelsea down on the mat there with authority. And Chelsea now in a bad way, but Jade caught there by Chelsea. Super kick there, rocks her. And a huge forearm shot there, followed up by a second super kick. And looking for a third, but Jade catches the third. And Jade now one-handed spine buster. And Jade here hooks her up. And Jade looking to put this one away with Jaded. Is that enough to retain the title here tonight? But somehow at 2.99, Chelsea kicks out. And that may have been just the last gasp in the tank of Chelsea, but maybe not. She catches her with a shot to the midsection, and Chelsea now to the top rope here. And Jade looking to cut her off though, but Chelsea catches her with a huge shot. And Chelsea looking for the crossbody, but no one was home. And Jade sends her flying through the air. And that may be all she wrote now in this one. I think that kick out from Chelsea was the last gasp effort she had. I think Jade here looking for the exclamation point to put this one away. We've seen her do this before to retain the title. I think she won the matchup with this maneuver against Tatum Paxley to win the title with an avalanche. Jaded. That's got to be all she wrote here tonight. And Jade retains. But what an effort there that was by Chelsea Green. And going into the leg earlier than that one was smart. As you saw earlier in later in that matchup, Jade went for the pump kick and pulled up short. That allowed Chelsea to get into the matchup. Once again, unfortunately for Chelsea though, in the end she couldn't really get what she wanted, which was the outcome of winning the title here tonight and prettier, connected. That's what got her the matchup in the first place, hitting that on Lara Valkyria. But Jade somehow got the shoulder up there. But Chelsea came into that with a game plan, and it was a pretty good game plan. But in the end, Jade Cargill, the Storm, was too much. She had enough left in the tank. As after the Rough Rider here too, Jade Cargill was connected with to perfection there. And Jade kicked out somehow right there at 2.99. And I believe this was after the pump kick that she somehow connected with. She didn't really get all of it after the damage onto her leg, and Chelsea kicked out, but she got enough. And right here, Jade, this is the moment that she thought it was over, hooking the arms and dropping it down for the first time with Jaded. But Chelsea somehow kicked out. But Jade said, fine, you want to kick out, you're not kicking out of this one. Put her on the top rope, hooked the arms, nowhere for Chelsea to go at this point other than down, straight into the canvas face first, with the avalanche. Jaded for the 1, 2, and the 3 for Jade Cargill to continue her impressive reign as Intercontinental Champion. But no shame for Chelsea Green here tonight. She showed up and showed out, but in the end Jade was just too good here tonight. And it's time for a main event here on night 1 of SummerSlam, which is a tribal combat match between this man, the OTC Roman Reigns, the original tribal chief, and get my words out, that'd be great, taking on the current tribal chief in Solo Sikoa. And like I mentioned, in a tribal combat match tonight, no interference. It's strictly between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa for the right to be called the tribal chief. And Reigns is looking to reclaim that right. And when Reigns lost that right at Bad Blood in a hellacious match between himself and Solo Sikoa, where they both pushed each other to their limits. But on the night, Solo went to a darker place and spiked Roman multiple times in a row, maybe 6, 12 times in a row, to end the matchup after being busted wide open. And so much punishment was put onto Reigns and Solo in that Hell in a Cell match all the way back at Bad Blood in October. And then after that, Reigns went into WrestleMania by himself. No bloodline, no wise man, after he was taken out, and we haven't seen him since. He was taken out by Jacob Fatu. And obviously Roman went into WrestleMania all by himself to face Cody Rhodes and try and defend the Undisputed Championship. I can see Roman Reigns is walking in here tonight, not a champion, not a tribal chief, just the OTC. He lost at WrestleMania to Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship, and Cody will defend that title on night 2 against Siobhan Evans, the Youngblood, the OG, or the Young OG, sorry, in what should be a fun matchup between those two. But tonight, Reigns is looking to reclaim the right to be called the tribal chief. And like I said, tribal combat, no interference from anyone here tonight between these two. Well, this is a big fight field main event here for night 2. You can see why it is the main event. There's a lot on the line here. There's no gold, but the right is because the tribal chief is a championship worthy of being a main event, I guess you could say, in that kind of manner of speaking. But the question is, which one of these two will walk out tonight? The tribal chief, will Roman Reigns reclaim the throne, or will Solo Sikoa defend the throne and prove, like I said to Roman Reigns, that Reigns is stuck in the past and needs to move forward with the future, and that is Solo Sikoa and his bloodline. Well, this one should be an interesting matchup here tonight. I can see Roman pacing, ready for this one. Solo makes his way out here. The tribal chief, you can see booed out the arena here tonight, but he will not care. And Solo, as you can see by his face, means all business here tonight. As he wants to walk out here, tribal chief, he does not want to lose. As you can see what's around his neck, the Ula Falu. He wants to remain the tribal chief and keep running his bloodline. The likes of Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, part of his bloodline, so kicking out the likes of Roman, Jimmy and Jay from his bloodline and making a new one. As the under Solo's leaderships, the tag team of Tongaloa and Tama Tonga have become tag team champions. They've not had to defend the title since winning them at WrestleMania due to the Rock's involvement of the board, keeping them from defending their title with any opportunity they might have to. And that surely will come to an end pretty soon, as The Rock and only protects them for so long. But tonight, the landscape of WWE could change and shift paces once again back into the hands of Roman Reigns. He could be back at the top of the throne and making his way back for the top prize in all of the company. But tonight is after that Ula Falu running the neck of that man there, Solo Sikoa, who's the most dangerous version of Solo we've ever seen. We saw that at Bad Blood and at Hell in a Cell match. He's willing to do what it takes to get the job done. But let's get this tribal combat match underway between Sikoa and Reigns for the right to be called tribal chief. This one is tribal combat, no interference, first pinfall or submission, and away we go. Well, this one is in the way, and Solo demanding acknowledgement here from Roman Reigns, and Reigns, when Reigns is not going to give acknowledgement, Solo baiting Reigns in, and we knew Reigns was not going to acknowledge him as the tribal chief and use that as a tactic to get Reigns close to start unleashing the assault here on Reigns. And then impressive swan drop and our leg drop there across the throat of Reigns as on Solo unleashing on Reigns to start this matchup off with Solo now, looking for a suplex, hoisting Reigns up, looking to drop him down, but Reigns slips at the back and the chop block now to Solo there, dropping him to the mat as Reigns now off the ropes there, looking fine with a close down, but no one home with that one. Solo, like I mentioned, knows Roman Reigns better than anyone. He was by his side with all those battles to the bloodline. As a clothesline almost decapitates Roman there. Well, Solo in control of this tribal combat match so far. As Reigns set into the corner, a huge chop across the throat there. Reigns is Roman with the two boots to the face though, and Reigns fires him with a third boot there. Getting control of this matchup for himself here. As Reigns is sending Solo off the ropes, so Reigns, well, not getting what he wanted there. Solo out the way of that one. Solo now looking for a throat drop there, but a huge right hander by Reigns blocks it. And Reigns now throwing some huge haymakers of his own here to Solo. And Reigns hitting the corner of a huge shot there to the midsection of Solo. Boot to the face, so. And now a jumping headbutt there by Solo. And again, dropping all the way across the throat there with that leg drop. Well, these two, you may not believe it, what you're seeing happening there, but these two are blood, these two are cousins. But tonight, that goes all out the window because these two are fighting for the right to be called a tribal chief. Solo again looking for a huge suplex. Reigns slips at the back of the Reigns. Looking for some big head, looking to grab him, looking for a teardrop suplex. But not looking for one, looking for a trifecta, I believe, of teardrop suplex to Solo Sikoa. And has him hooked there, looking for the third. And final one, dropping Reigns, or dropping Solo high across the back of the neck there. And Reigns now, some kicks it, well, some boots it to the midsection and a forearm right across the face. As Reigns now in control of this matchup here. Sending Solo into the corner with some repeated right hands right between the eyes of Solo. And Reigns just screaming at Solo here, saying it's back to take what is his. But Solo again taking advantage of that situation there. And Solo now with a spinning Solo to Reigns. But not going for the pinfall. They know he's going to take more than that to what needs to went through in that hellacious head. And there's so much Solo knows what it takes to put away Roman Reigns and more Solo. With a steel chair in hand, they're looking to wedge it into the corner. Solo catches him there. And Solo now sending Reigns over into the corner here. And Solo with a huge shot again there. But Reigns blocks it, and Reigns now looking to send Solo crashing into the steel chair with Sophia. And Solo wisely putting himself on the ropes. I think Reigns might have been thinking Superman punch there. But Solo lured him in. And Solo now fights out of that one over a huge punch to the midsection, and a Solo with a super kick. Solo in control of another headbutt there to Reigns. And Solo now looking for some more implements in this one here. And Solo grabs a table from underneath the ring as a crowd cheer. But he did not do that for the benefit of the crowd as Roman looking to fly up and over the top low. Wiping out Solo. And Reigns with a grand pattern to Solo to come away and stopping it in the midsection for good measure. As Reigns now back in the ring here. Looking to set up the table, I believe, here. Yes, he is. Reigns setting up the table, and now demanding acknowledgement there from Solo, but Solo not going to do some. Reigns catches Solo with a headbutt there. That was wise from Reigns to rile up Solo, lure him into the ring. He knew that doing the one to the sky with the crowd acknowledging Roman Reigns instead of Solo Sikoa would annoy him and have to get back in the ring. I made that mistake. And he took advantage of it, as well. Roman Reigns knows how to do so better than anyone. Taking advantage of a situation like that. As Reigns now with Solo up on the top here. Solo in a bad way here. Reigns looking for an avalanche. Someone drop through the table. And Reigns is not done there. The Reigns now lining up Solo. Wait, the Superman point, sorry there. And Reigns maybe looking to put this one away early in this one here. As Reigns with the spear. To Sikoa to once again be called the Tribal Chief. But Sikoa kicks out. Just about there. Well, you may not like Solo, but you cannot deny the ability he does have in the ring. That he is the future of this company, whether you like it or not. As Reigns now just stomping away at the body of Solo, but Solo recovers there. And Solo now can just drive the head repeatedly into the mat there. I need to give Reigns a concussion or two there. And Solo now with a belly to belly suplex there. Just dropping Reigns down there, but before it's Solo now going to the middle rope here. Seeing this over as Roman Reigns getting back to his feet as Solo fires him over a huge overhand chop there. Now looking to drop the head, but into Reigns, but no one was hoping for that one. And Solo maybe now seeing double as Reigns onto the with a neck breaking there to Solo. That's Roman here. What is Reigns thinking next there? Setting Sikoa up on the ropes there. What is Reigns got planned next for Solo? But Solo, whatever it was, cut it off there before it could even get going. And Solo sends Reigns crashing to the outside here. And Solo now running in. But he's splashed there from the apron. Well, he would have hurt himself in the process, but done more damage to Reigns than himself. After that huge maneuver there, delivered by Solo Sikoa. And sending Reigns over to the announcer here, looking to drive him face first into the wooden cover over the top there. And sending Reigns crashing into the LED board there. And Solo now with a trash can in hand, sending it into the middle of the ring here. And Solo now grabbing the lid as well for good measure. As Reigns is getting back to the seat of Reigns unaware. Solo sends it flying into the face of Roman and just busting him wide open. And Solo now tearing apart the announce table here. He's got bad intentions for Roman Reigns, who, well, Reigns is dazed there. Reigns trying to get back into this one, but Solo catches him once again. The shot there to the midsection. Sending Reigns now crashing into the steel steps. But Reigns is on Dream Street here after that huge shot with the trash can. As Solo burying Reigns underneath the prime adoration stand here. And Solo now just stalking Reigns with a huge roundhouse kick there. But Roman is busted wide open and sent into the barricade there. Just a good measure there by Solo. Sikoa now causing a mess down here with a prime adoration shot on the bottom of the prime the bottles of prime everywhere. But Solo now looking to get some revenge here. Maybe looking to put Roman Reigns through a table here. As Roman was laying across the table here, and Sikoa, what in the world is Sikoa thinking here? Solo, it's go big or go home. And then Sikoa smashed through the table. Well, Solo needs to get Reigns back into the ring and pin him, because that may be enough. It's what we just saw. And Solo now sending Reigns back into the ring here. And Solo now grabs Reigns by the throat here, looking forward to Roman spike, and spikes him to retain the Ula Falu. But Reigns somehow, someway gets the shoulders up there. Well, Solo now taking, issue with a counter charge from the experienced referee, who, that was a clean counter by him. As that Reigns back in control of a huge urinal there to Solo. And Reigns with the trash can that Solo brought into the ring in hand here. As Roman now kicked to the midsection, looking to drive Solo face first to the edge. And the trash can there. Well, Solo crawling over into the corner. Maybe seeing double here after that huge. Well, just getting crushed there by the trash can as that Solo getting back to his seat, but Reigns drives him back into the corner there. And Reigns now boots to the midsection, headbutt there to Solo, and a punch there right between the eyes. And what Reigns is setting up here for a maneuver we don't see often from Roman Reigns. We're looking for a drive-by, double boots to the face. And Roman is fired up with the crowd behind him. The crowd acknowledging the original tribal chief and Roman Reigns, not acknowledging the current tribal chief is Solo. Sikoa is getting his face kicked and some right hands there by Roman Reigns there. And now Roman Solo back to his feet here. What is Roman thinking next there? Roman now driving it across the head there. As Roman now, you can see the blood pouring from the face of Reigns here. As Reigns now stalking Sikoa, looking for a second spear. To Sikoa, gets it, knees up there. Solo with a knee up there. That Reigns would be out after that huge knee. That Reigns just drove and sort of right into us now. We're Samoan. A spinning Solo there, sorry. And Reigns again kicks out. Well, Solo can't believe that wasn't enough. He's got a huge knee. Now Solo now changing the pace of the match, looking to slow it down himself here. He's yanking and cranking the neck here. Over the the OTC, the original tribal chief and Roman Reigns. That's a cover here. What's he thinking next there? Looking for more. Or maybe implements as Reigns getting back to his feet. There was like Sikoa looking for a huge shot there, but Reigns creates the distance. But a spear to Sikoa. And somehow Sikoa kicks out. Well, Reigns has got to be wondering what more he has to do, as that Reigns was saying that he wanted this Solo, and that's some repeated huge clubbing shots right between the eyes of Sikoa. And Reigns now driving some more punches to the face of Solo here, busting him wide open with that one. And Reigns is not done here. Reigns has come unglued here. Frustration of his family turning on him, his own blood betraying him, costing him in the end the undisputed championship at WrestleMania, as a Solo has been busted open wide there. And Reigns, what is that right here? And we're rightfully so in a way after what he's been through. But Solo answers back in our Solo here. We've seen this in Solo before, driving Reigns face first into the turnbuckle, looking to exacerbate that wound of Roman Reigns. And a huge boot there to the midsection. And Solo screaming when Solo's thinking next to Solo now. But they're running the hip attack into the corner. And Solo now is thinking next to Solo. Getting another table out from underneath the ring. The last one didn't work. To plan for Solo, he got put through one. But Solo now in control of this match with Reigns is busted wide open. So is Solo. As those two trading blood, they are blood. But trading blood here tonight. And Solo here setting the table up here. Now a huge shot there right to the throat of Roman Reigns. As Reigns was set up on the table here. What is Solo thinking here? Like looking to send Roman through another table as he did. He announced it, but Solo now going to the top. Looking for a Samoan splash through the table and does so. And Solo saying that this is his time. This is his tribe's lead now. This is his bloodline to rule over. Solo now with the steel steps. As Reigns is back to his feet, though, asking Solo to bring it here. As Reigns, a huge shot this into Solo, flying it back across the ring. As Solo has his back low, and these two, middle of the ring, just smacking the taste out of one another. You see Reigns busted wide open, bleeding all over the place. So is Solo Sikoa. As Reigns answers back again there, and so was Solo. See the blood all over the chest there, Roman Reigns. Some of that may not be his. As these two now working to this exchange, haymakers in the middle of the ring. Who's going to win this exchange here? And Solo. Just so you got to imagine that the loss of blood for Roman Reigns was taken into consideration. So Solo continues the steel steps there. But Reigns is in a bad way here. Solo now was saying this over here. Calling Roman Reigns to see it, looking for the Samoan spike to Reigns, but Reigns fires back with a headbutt there to Solo. Now a Superman punch. Where's this coming from Roman Reigns? How is he dug down deep? Here, this deep into this match about everything he's been through. Reigns with another Superman punch here. Or Solo stops whatever that was, and it shows this Reigns as his back there with a huge uppercut there. Roman Reigns now looking to use these steel steps of his own here. Waiting for Solo to get back to his feet, I think. As Solo now recovering, getting back to his feet, but it's going to be met by some steel steps right between the eyes himself here. And Solo crumples on top of them. But Reigns here moving the steps out of the way. What is Reigns thinking next here? As Reigns now and Solo into the corner here. Reigns, Superman punch, looking for a spear. This time, can he get it? Reigns with the spear. And Reigns says it's done. So what's going to record the tribal chief, and Reigns has done it. Reigns beats Solo here tonight, and is once again the tribal chief. The question is, what now happens with the bloodline? Do they all now follow Roman Reigns, or do they betray Reigns again? Do they will not follow the chief? Do they continue following Solo Sikoa until he can challenge again for the tribal chief moniker and maybe walk out tribal chief again at that point in time? Or do they follow maybe the high chief, the Rock, as we mentioned before? And the future of the bloodline is now up in the air as Reigns has once again become the tribal chief. And whoa, he had to go through hell twice to do so. He lost the first time, but tonight here at SummerSlam, he dug down deep and managed to somehow overcome Solo Sikoa. Had everything he got put through in this match. He was bleeding all over the place at the end of the match, with blood all over his chest and blood all over the mat. That was Roman Reigns' blood, you can see there. But in the end, Reigns stands over Sikoa as once again the tribal chief after that final spear there. And that was enough for the 1, 2, 3. And the OTC is back reigning over WWE and the bloodline. And what it doesn't seem like we are done just yet. As the final boss, the High Chief of the Bloodline, The Rock, has arrived here to SummerSlam. And well, what is The Rock's intentions tonight? Is he here to solidify Roman Reigns as the Tribal Chief, to acknowledge him and show that he is now the head of the family, or has The Rock got other ulterior motives here tonight? Well, we know The Rock chose Solo to be the head of the Bloodline, and well, that hasn't worked out per se, because well, Roman Reigns just beat Solo to become once again the Tribal Chief. But the question is, does he need this man's blessing to be called the Tribal Chief, as The Rock is making his way down to the ring to face Roman Reigns? Well, let's see what the altercation between the final boss, The Rock, the Tribal Chief here tonight, is going to be to, I guess, to end night one of SummerSlam. And what, The Rock here making his way down to ringside, and Roman and The Rock here just exchanging words as the Roman just won back the Tribal Chief moniker by defeating Solo to end SummerSlam Night 1 here, and while Reigns were asking for acknowledgement from The Rock. And The Rock bottom to Reigns. And what a way to end SummerSlam Night 1.